Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about the SETI WOW signal. Okay, so on the 15th of August 1977, the Big Ear telescope received this signal, which was very, very unusual. And the person who was monitoring the telescope, or the data coming in from the radio telescope, was so surprised by it, they circled it in red and wrote WOW there. Okay, and it's known around the world, very famous as the SETI WOW signal. Okay, and they've looked in that area of sky and they've looked all over the place ever since, and they've set up hundreds of telescopes, radio telescopes around the world to monitor the sky, and they haven't found anything like it since. So what was it? We don't know. Okay, but there's a good webpage here with SETI.net where you can read about it if you want to. And so it was 1977, about 11:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Time, and it came from the Sagittarius cluster. If you're interested in that area of the sky, so it came from Sagittarius, and there's more information over there. So the angle and declination of the object and that in the sky. There's a YouTube presentation and all sorts of things. Okay. Now, one thing as a computer scientist, one thing I always longed to have since my Apple II days in the late 70s, well, early 80s, very early 80s really, I've longed to have the data file to process so I could see, see what that signal looked like in the data file and discover it for myself, do a little mini discovery. And I've trawled the internet and I've had a good hunt round and I've never been able to find the data file. I don't think it exists. I think it was just printed out back then. I don't think it was saved on tape. Or if it was saved on tape, it hasn't been made available as far as I can tell. Okay, so if I'm wrong about that, please let me know if the data file does exist. Okay, but as far as I know, it doesn't exist. So that's the only data. There's other screenshots on the internet, various places that show more than this, but that's about all you get. There's not much more. Okay, so being the geek that I am, and I just love processing data files and checking trends and graphing data and writing programs to analyze data. That's one thing I really love doing. So I got the data that I could see from the SETI printout, and also over here. Okay, and there's all sorts of stuff, and I worked out the frequencies of the data. Okay, and so for all the data I could find, I've worked out the frequencies there. Okay, and then what I did was I put it into a little Java program I wrote, and I use those frequencies here. So that 2073 is straight from the spreadsheet. 2073, that's the frequency of ones. Okay, and frequency of twos and threes and so on. Something that's other than a 1, 2, or a 3 was less than 1 in 1,000 chance. Okay, and I've written this little program so it can generate any amount of data you like, and then somewhere in the file it'll generate the WOW event. Okay, and okay, so it's actually generating the data, the EQUJ that we saw in the screenshot there. So it's generating that data there somewhere in the file. So the idea is that I can give this file to my students and they can pretend that they've discovered the WOW signal for themselves. Okay, it might sound like a silly little project, but I get excited about this sort of stuff, and when I've given this project to my students, they've got excited about it as well. So anyway, if anyone's interested, I'm happy to upload the Java code that generates the data file. Okay, so there's one of the data files I've generated, and there's the code to generate it, and I'm doing graphs and stuff as well. So, I've written this little program to generate the data file, and you can generate as much data as you like, so you can generate days of data if you want to, and then at the right time on the 15th of August, it'll generate the SETI WOW signal. Okay, so that's what it's all about, is generating the signal. And then that data file can be made available to students, and students can discover the WOW signal and have that sense of discovery, which is really nice. So anyway, I'll probably put this code up on GitHub, and the data files, I'll probably generate a few data files and put it up as well if people don't want to compile their own Java code. And I'll put it all up on GitHub. So if anyone wants to use that for a project for their students and generate their own WOW file and let their students discover the WOW signal, that'd be awesome as well. So anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.